Today we're doing a reaction video. Not a lot of you requested it. Not any of you requested it. So we're gonna watch that.
Want more money? Enable S'mores lock screen on your phone and earn cash. Get S'more today.
Whoa.
Hey, it's Noah from Tested.com. Well, Halloween is right around the corner, and you might see some awesome makeup, some masks on the streets, but we're down here in LA where there's a company called Immortal Masks. I'm with George here, the owners of Immortal Masks. You guys make a really high-quality creature mask.
We do. We make silicone masks. And what silicone does is it affords for a realistic look that looks like flesh and movement that you won't get out of your standard Halloween latex mask.
Right, so if I go into a Halloween superstore, for example, I see like a zombie mask or something, that's foam latex, we've seen that, and
sure,
and that stuff has a certain amount of detail.
Sure.
Doesn't maybe have the texture or the flexibility of something.
Yeah, and I grew up on those masks. I was a fan of those masks, so that's really what kind of prompted even what we're doing these days. But as technology progresses, as new materials become available, and with a little experience that we have from the Hollywood effects industry, we kind of threw that into an emerging technology, and that was silicone. Now, silicone's been used in the effects industry for a long time, but hasn't really seen its way to a commercial market yet. And so we kind of found something that we can do where we can bring the monsters that we make or the monsters that we grew up with, right, available to anybody. And so they're a little bit high end. You won't really see these in Party City. You won't really see these in a Spirit Shop. But you can order these directly from us online, and we can custom make these any way you want to, and from our catalog, or if you want to, we can do a custom sculpture and make the exact mask that you want.
And where you might see these actually are like haunted houses. Those really big installations. I know it's really popular. Like people build at giant facilities, and instead of every day having to put a zombie makeup on someone, they get a mask from a company like you, and then it looks realistic. Or maybe in a movie production. You guys have
we do actually. We do quite a few for local productions, music videos, feature films. Fire City, the guys from ADI did that. You'll see a couple of our guys in that movie too. And the haunted attraction industry has actually been really good to us, and I mean that's great because, like I said, we're Halloween kids. I grew up a Halloween kid. I wanted the best costume when I was a kid, and the haunts are becoming huge. I mean, they were already big, but they are big now. Haunted attractions, theme parks, right? Capitalizing on Halloween and everyone's love for horror and Halloween. And it's funny because what we provide for them, we come from a makeup effects background, so we employ and we come from the makeup effects industry, and we offer something that kind of puts us out of business. But it makes sense when it comes to the haunted attraction. See, this would be like a 6-hour full overhead application. To do this mask would be huge, right? And so you're having to put your actor, your character, in a chair for 6 hours and have one makeup artist working on this person for 6 hours. And at the end of the night, they'd have to remove the thing and probably just throw it away. And what this allows for is constant reuse. It's pliable, it's stretchy, but it's really resistant, doesn't tear.
And silicone looks so lifelike. Yeah. It has that same property. It has stretchy properties of the human skin.
That and just the way it paints too. The great thing about silicone is that so many of its own properties just really lend for the realism. I mean, silicone's property by nature is nothing sticks to silicone but silicone. So you have to paint it in a silicone-based paint system, which has these great opacities, and you build up these layers, and you eventually get these great skin tones.
You talk a lot about technique and stuff, and you've invited us here today to actually walk into your workshop and see how these masks are made. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So let's go to the workshop.
All right, let's take a look.
Alright, George, the first step to creating a mask is sculpting.
Yes.
Right, and we've experienced with Frank Ippolito, who you work with, in terms of sculpting on top of like a life cast.
Sure.
Of who the mask is made for.
Sure, yeah.
When you're making a mask that anyone can wear, where does that begin?
Well, it starts with something called the reduced core, right? And this is the trick, and this is the key to any silicone mask company, is designing a core, an armature base, right, that is going to apply to you, me, anybody who wears it. So we call it one size fits most, which means that we have a pretty nice margin of what we can actually do to fit everybody else. But what's really important is how the mask is going to move on you. And by doing that, we actually have to take this, right, and we have to take the human form, and then we reduce it. We actually shave it down and make it smaller. So it stretches out and then snaps back to your face. Kind of like putting a sock on your foot, right? Same idea. The mask is eventually going to have to snap back onto your face so that your own facial mechanics can operate it.
Oh,
so
it's a little tighter, but then it's tight context to your skin.
exactly, it's supposed to be. So then we do go in and in the sculptural form, we exaggerate features, right? So when your face goes into it, these still keep their forms, right? Now this is one of our new ones. It's a half mask. Generally our masks are sculpted all the way down to here, but we just started a new product line which we're having fun with, right? It's our half mask. We're sculpting them all the way to here. And they work really fun for like with character type things, like human elements. This guy's called the Creep, and he's gonna be just kind of our creepy guy. We envision him as a clown, and we have snaps made for devil horns. This one's gonna be a nice fun one.
So who sculpts these for you guys?
About 55 to 60% of our sculptures are done by my partner, Andrew Freeman. He's an amazing sculptor. He sculpts at light speed, and he gets the company. But the cool thing is that we're friends with so many awesome people in the industry that we were able to pull from a talent pool that isn't available anywhere else in the world. I mean, we hire Hollywood effects artists, right, to work with us, whether it be Frank, or if we hire Jordy Shell to sculpt our alien, or Mikey Rotella comes in as a sculpture for us for a one-off, or I've got Bill Basso who comes in and does zombie arms for us. So it's like, it's fun for them at times, we get hit up constantly. So when am I going to sculpt a mask for you? When am I going to sculpt a mask for you? And honestly, I hope somewhere down the line, I'm able to grab all my friends out there in the effects industry and have them sculpt a mask for us.
Now, in terms of the functional aspect of the sculpture, what's the expression? Like, what are the things that the sculpt is designed for?
There's certain things that are going to work with a silicone mask and certain things that aren't going to work. In other words, you aren't going to be able to make it really smile. Okay, so the muscles that it takes to take something and pull up this way, because a silicone mask goes over your face, and the cool thing about it is you don't have to glue anything in, right? There are some drawbacks to that too. And gluing in thin areas will do an expression. So what we do is we go and sculpt the expression in. So we give them some arches in the brows, and we give them a slight smile here. So when you actually do utilize the movements of the mask, the up and down moments, right, the movements of the mask, right, you'll see things heighten. You'll get great eyebrow movement in this. You'll get great movement all the way around. You'll go like this, and everything around here will move. But you won't be able to actuate a smile, so we sculpt that in.
Very cool. So it's sculpted, and then it gets molded.
It does, and it goes out to Frank.
Frank, okay.
Yeah. Frank is our primary mold maker. We've known each other for a long time. We've worked together on a couple films in the past. When this company got up and rolling, it was a pleasure to bring Frank in. He's just amazing, and he understands exactly what we do. Our communication level with the mold maker is extremely important. It really is, because after the sculpture, the most important thing that we can possibly have is those molds. Those molds represent my business from then on. They have to be strong, they have to hold up, and they have to capture the detail. And so I have to go to somebody who's experienced in that, and Frank's one of the best I know.
So let's take a look at those molds and how you actually cast silicone in those molds.
You got it.
Alright, so we're in the mold prep area, the casting area right now. You have a ton of these molds that Frankie Polito made for you.
Yep.
And this is where like the skin gets made.
This is where it starts. When a mold comes back from Frank, it's going to come here. We open it, we inspect it, and kind of take a look at the mold and go, okay, what do we see in this mold that either is going to be, something, an issue that we want to address, because he's capturing the detail and building this great mold. Generally, there's never really a problem because Frank takes care of it in advance. He'll figure out how to do things like make plugs to go into the mold for like a horn area, right? Yeah. And so we don't really have that problem. So we come back and then we take the mold, and what we'll do is we'll drill bleeder holes. What we do is we look for the high points on a mask too. Collarbone areas, lips, things like that. And we'll drill bleeder holes specifically in those areas. And then we just drill generic bleeder holes. And that does for us, that tracks our fill because we gravity pour our mask. Now some companies, they do the injection mold, right? And what that means is they're taking a mask, they're flipping it upside down, and they have a spout that goes all the way through the paws down to the head.
Pressure fills that up.
Exactly. The only thing with that is you get a silicone waste. In other words, everything in that tube that has to go from the head all the way down past the shoulders, right, is going to be silicone. It's a tube of silicone, and it's kind of a lot of it a waste. People like to avoid that because, well, they don't have to patch it off. They don't cut it off. But our patches, our seamers, as I'll show you in a little bit, are pretty good. So we actually put a pour spout in the top of the mask. We gravity pour these masks. So we can track where it is by bleeders. And while it's filling, all we do is when it starts to bleed out, we let it bleed out for a minute, get the air out of it, and then we hit it with clean clay, and then we stop that, and it goes till it fills up all the way.
And in that case, no air bubbles or anything like that?
Yeah. Yep. So after that, after the mold's ready to go, right, what we do is we take the positive, right? So in this case, I'll show you. Our positives all get a cool little thing that so far we're the only ones that do. And this is a full power mesh hood. We employ a full-time seamstress to make us hoods, gloves, and what we do is we put 4-way power mesh into these masks and we encapsulate the whole thing in it. It adds not only extra protection, because while these masks are nice and sturdy, they're not bulletproof. And the thing about silicone is when silicone gets a hole, right, it's prone to tearing. So the mesh actually protects it from doing that. What it also does is some other cool things. Because it's actually like a spandexy material, right, it's always snapping back to the positive. And if you've noticed, some of our masks, right, are built way out off the face.
Big noses,
snouts, like that. Well, we're using a really heavy and soft material, and that's silicone. So it would tendency, when it feels farther away, is to want to sag and move down like this. The power mesh takes that and brings it right back to the face. So these things allow us to do so many cool things besides adding that extra area of protection. It allows us to go thinner in some areas, right? Because if we didn't have it, it'd have to be, the whole clay would have to be laid down equally, right? So you'd start down with like maybe let's say a 1/4 inch of clay and then you build your sculpture. We don't have to do that, right? We can sculpt thinner in areas that we know we want to have maximum movement at because the power mesh protects us in that area.
So this is really the structure of the mask.
It is. And it's just a trick. I mean, there really isn't, we didn't invent this, you know? We've been using this in the effects industry for years. Faux latex cowls, creature suits, things like that. Because when you get to set, right, and you're going to put your monster cowl on, the last thing in the world you want to do is rip when it goes on.
Eyeballs.
Oh yeah, I mean, ADs are pounding on your door. They want to know why the creature's not on set, and it's because you didn't put some protection in that. And so power mesh is something that's been used in the effects industry for years. So when we started a mask company, we